So please, can we send to that group? They should round up wherever they are. We need to move on. The group of Mr. Ben Ewa. Because we need to move on now. Yes, that is group 3. Group 3. So we can begin to take feedbacks from the groups. We can begin to take feedback from the groups. So starting from group 1. Should we start the feedback? Okay, I was actually waiting for that group to come so that I can introduce the Honorable Commissioner. I can see Mama is here with us. Mama, we waited for you. We didn't want to eat our food until you come, but we had to eat when we didn't see you. So permit us or forgive us for barging into your kitchen. We ate the food in your absence. So it's nice and it's a privilege. Please permit me to welcome the Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs, Rivers State, Dr. Roslyn Apawari Uranta. Doctor, you are welcome, ma'am. Your spirit has been with us. And when your spirit is with us, it will always agree with whatever we do. So we want to thank you for making it here with us. I think I should allow Doctor to go ahead with the goodwill message. Okay. On behalf of the MAG and the stakeholder groups, please permit me to welcome the Commissioner for Women Affairs, Rivers State, Dr. Roslyn Hurata, for her goodwill message, and on behalf of the Rivers State government. Doctor, you are welcome, ma'am. We are very happy to see you. Those who are not happy to see you, they didn't come for this program. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for this privilege. I greet everyone here present. I greet the organizers of this particular program. It's a very powerful program, very sensitive program. I greet all the coordinators. So the whole, I'm seeing it so scanty. The hall is not as full as, it's supposed to be fuller than this. I don't know your sensitization, how far it went. Actually, I know about this program that you people want me to be here in your midst, and actually, I really want to be here, you know. Busy schedules, engagements, we are so numerous. We are so numerous. Yesterday, I went to attend to another non-governmental organization. The people came from Germany. They say, I have to be there. I had 3 things to go about, plus including your own that yesterday. That would have been 4. But I have to disengage myself for so many of them. Ask some people, go this one for me. Ask, go this one. I went, it wasn't easy. Today again, legal year. Our daddy in the States, His Excellency Sasimnalai Fobara, he attended the legal year service. All of us were there. All the executive council were there. After the service, they went for the court session. You know, it's not something you will live like. These are the important things. So due to that, that was why I'm about going self. When I said, I need to come here and greet this my people. I need to breathe in. It is not good. I leave and they close. I asked one of my, will I call him friends, partner, business partner. I asked, when are they closing? Have they finished? He said, they are about to close. That is why I just rushed in here. So, on behalf of the Ministry of Women Affairs, and even the state government, I don't know your sensitization. Don't worry if you invited government officials and none of them come. Next time, please, do come. Don't, because this is the first time I'm hearing about this forum here. So I know you will package it better next time. And it's a very sensitive program. So I thank you so much for coming. Yeah, responsible use of the internet. I like it so much. All of us are using internet. Some of us, we are still learning internet too. It's very wide. Like myself, I'm still learning it more and more, and I want to learn and know. Some are learning it in a positive way. Some are learning it in a negative way. The negative way is too bad, where you will do all sorts of fraudulence and do all sorts of things instead of going to impact or retrieve good knowledge. You go and start cyber security and all the rest where you do people. But some are learning it in a positive way, research work. You use it for business. Use it for everything good. And that is good. I remember when I was, my first time of knowing this internet. That was early 90s. And that was when this internet came out. I thank God for our ex-president, former president, Obasanjo, that brought all these global things to Nigeria for all of us to benefit. It has been all over, around the globe, but Nigeria, it was that early 90s, during the time of Obasanjo, he brought it. I read, that is why it's always good to read wide. I was in the school that time. I read one, this religious book, Awake, written by these people, Jehovah's Witness. You know, Jehovah's Witness, they are very powerful researchers, but people don't know. So one of my lecturers that time always said, you people should read wide. And it was under business communication in English. You people should read wide. You don't know where exams will come. You don't know where tests will come. You don't know where this will come. And I was reading. I always read awake. Until I saw this internet. That was the first time I saw it. I read it very, little did I know that it will come for examination. Little did I know. I read it very wide, read it and know what internet was. Behold, within that period, it appeared in the examination. The lecturer put about internet. I was the only person that won it. I was the only person. The lecturer started searching for the person who got, and as he got me, he said, how did you know about internet? I made it A in his paper. He told me until today, that lecturer, anytime he sees me, he likes me. How did you make this paper? Where did you get it? I said, sir, you told us to be reading wide. I read awake, and I got it. And when you set it in the exam, that is the first time, and I got it. And since that time, I continue to like anything internet. So that is the thing. So our advice is that for the youth, for the women and other people, at least we should continue with internet work. Is very nice. It will make us to go wider. You get your research, you can do your business there. Some people have phone, but they don't know that that phone will take them extra miles. So as you have come, I know that you will take it extra to the rural people, the women, for doing their business, that with the phone they have, they can go through internet and do marketing. And somebody will bring something for them. It's internet. Thank you so much. I know you have taught people a lot. You have done some of this thing. This is my own little contribution. Thank you so much.
A round of applause once again for the Honorable Commissioner. Thank you very much, ma. I have apologized on their behalf that we entered your kitchen in your absence. Because one thing that pains a woman is when you have access to her kitchen while she's not there. So we thank you so much, ma. Thank you for the encouragement. Very quickly, we'll take 2 minutes feedback from each of the groups. We'll start from group 1. We'll take 2 minutes feedback. Just a summary within 2 minutes of what happened in your group. Just a summary, 2 minute summary from each of the groups 1 to 4, after which I will call on the chair of the MAG to give his closing remarks. So we're about closing. 2 minutes, group 1. Are you ready? A round of applause as the moderator for group 1 comes forward to give us the 2 minute summary. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. So for group 1, we looked at cyber security, data protection, and child online safety as foundation for responsible use of the internet. And after deliberations, we came to a conclusion with some recommendations, and one of which was to have an age verification system that will help to secure our data, and also it will help to mitigate some cyber threats. Reason for that is because while we are trying hard to make sure that our children are very much equipped or are knowledgeable with the internet, we tend to leave our gadgets with them, and unknowing to us, most of them might go to places that are meant for the parents. Sometimes our children can even activate Facebook live broadcasts without you knowing. And if you're not really careful, sensitive discussions being done at home might be sent out as well. We also look at having child online safety as part of our school curriculums. I don't know that will be a difficult task, but with the government as part of it, we can always achieve it. And while these teachings are being done, we should also teach them with regard, or teach them about the negative aspect of it, the hazards that are involved, so that they can guide against it. Also, we concluded that, or recommended, for proper punishment to be done or to be given with regards to cyber crimes. I know we have agencies that are doing that, but we have to be deliberate, or they have to be deliberate with regards to that. Because if you know fully well that you have a severe penalty, I don't think anybody wants to venture into such activities. Also, in our previous session, we discovered that affordability is one of the reasons why people tend to fall victim to cyber threats. Which means that if I should have the financial capacity to subscribe for broadband any amount I want, I don't need to go about looking for cheap ways of browsing online, probably using VPN or any of these other softwares like Jared. So for that reason, we also brought up a recommendation that the government, through the NCC, to see a way that they can probably regulate pricing with regards to data and internet subscription, so that we don't go about looking for cheap means of surfing the internet. Also, developing national cyber security strategy. Everybody is involved, both the government and individuals. Now, with regards to the government, as usual, policies will be created or will be designed. But the other thing is to implement it, which is something that needs to be done deliberately. So, also, ISO standards or internet standards or cybersecurity standards needs to be put in place or probably needs to be looked into. If it's something that all organizations, all government parastatals would employ this, I think to go a long way to help us to mitigate cyber threats. So finally, multi-stakeholder task force. We don't have that in Nigeria, but I know in some other part of the world, once you're surfing the net, the moment you get into a site that you're not supposed to go to, immediately it will be flagged. And if quickly you don't log out, they might even come to your residence to pick you because they are always online to monitor those activities. Conclusively, in as much as we are learning to safeguard ourselves, I would also encourage us to learn how the so-called, I think somebody told me that it's not actually Yahoo, but actually they call it youth empowerment. That's what they're doing currently. So if you learn how they operate, it can also help you to safeguard yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That is the summary of what was discussed in Group 1. So if you want to catch a thief, then you must know how his operation is structured. When you know how the operation is structured, then you know how to catch them. So there's a need for us to also be aware of how they operate. We'll take the summary from Group 2 very quickly. Group number 2. A round of applause for her as she comes up to present for Group 2.
Good evening once again. So for Group 2, our topic was emerging technologies, leveraging AI, IoT, and blockchain for responsible internet use. So some of what was discussed was that we already have some policies, some draft policies on AI. So it was recommended that those draft policies become substantive policies and no longer draft policies. We also discussed about awareness that should be created around AI and IoT and blockchain as well. We also discussed strengthening data protection, promoting AI ethics and transparency, and also public and private partnership. We also need to push for the implementation of those policies, and then establishment of legal framework, and also build more capacity. Also, we discussed that government needs to invest in infrastructure and education. Then on IoT, we discussed that IoT needs high-speed broadband, and so we need to invest and also partner with other organizations or institutions that are interested in IoT and other stakeholders as well. And also encourage the use of edge computing to be able to encourage IoT in Nigeria. Also, we discussed that policies to establish blockchain companies in Nigeria should be established, and also establishing blockchain startups, but in a controlled environment. Finally, we talked about digital literacy and education and awareness and collaboration to be able to push for good use of AI, blockchain, and IoT. We had an enriching conversation and good contributions as well from the members. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Very short from that group. We'll go to Group 3 very quickly. Group number 3. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I know the day is fast spent. So group 3, we looked at enhancing multi-stakeholder cooperation. And under that, we looked at internet governance. We looked at infrastructure and digital capacity or so. All right. So I think in our discussion, we had this general sense that, the theme speaks to even other issues that have been discussed as far as capacity is building is concerned, for instance, or infrastructure. You had to talk about infrastructure, cybersecurity, and so on. So we thought that there is a need for a more innovative approach to stakeholder collaboration. We noted that stakeholders generally, they have specific interests and they are driven by incentives, right? So to get the most out of stakeholders, you must understand their interests. To understand their interests, you must understand what the problems are, where the pain points, or how they perceive the issue, right? So the innovation we are calling, it should be such that there is a deliberate attempt, for policymakers or leaders of thought, such as those that year, to better understand what the aspirations of stakeholders are. Two, we need to put, in putting forward those benefits, there has to be an attempt to project the benefits or the value from this. Internet governance as a whole, or the issues that we are dealing with here, whether it's cybersecurity or infrastructure or digital literacy, these are multi-million-dollar businesses, right? So might this serve us better if we take our time to research these opportunities and bring this information to stakeholders? Would that perceive or engage in a different manner? And the general believe that could help a great deal, right? So in a country of 200 million people, we are seeing cybersecurity as a consumption, right, for us. Whereas countries like Estonia and Israel, they are relying on it as their major revenue earner, right? So that kind of mindset would help us to not only achieve multiple benefits from growing new markets, addressing unemployment and so on, but also address some of the immediate problems we are experiencing. If, for instance, in our committee, we noted that in terms of infrastructure, there's issue of right of way, compliance by states, and so on. So focusing on benefits, enabling states in particular and other stakeholders to realize that there are opportunities for new markets that can bring about new jobs and employment opportunities would change the narrative around stakeholder collaboration. Okay, and same goes to capacity building too, right? Yes, there are lots of policies in place and so on, but as we all know, this is also a big business everywhere, and we have the numbers. We have numbers in Nigeria at any level, whether it's a tertiary institution level or secondary school level and so on. The numbers are there. So what can we do as internet governance forum to be able to promote the enlightenment around new markets that exist and how organizations, our partners can benefit from them. So I've talked about the key things about, around value creation and policy innovation in addressing those key issues, around the policy, the governance policies, then infrastructure, and digital literacy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll call on group 4, the last group. That's my group, but I cannot speak for the group because I have not been mandated to speak. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I'm Enna Keno from Group 4, and we spoke about digital transformation of the economy, empowerment through literacy and e-commerce. So we spoke about what is digital literacy, how is it done, when is it done, where can it be done, and we talked about improving digital literacy in the society by creating hubs that will do trainings for digital literacy, from basic things on how to use your smartphone, how to use your computers, how to buy things online. And you can start by just creating stuffs online and teaching people. We also talked about creating this digital literacy for children, for workers, how they can work in their offices using office tools. We also talked about working remotely. There are remote jobs everywhere that we can use the digital literacy to do, and it's going to save us costs in the marketplace. We also talked about taking this digital literacy to the marketplace, using it to manage our businesses, saving costs. We also talked about enhancing working from anywhere, collaborating with cross-functional teams, reducing costs in the workplace. Dr. Ahmed also talked about MSME that has been created. He also talked that digital literacy is now being enhanced in the primary schools, primary 1 to 6 and just 1 to 3, so that going forward, children can learn about digital literacy and how we can also take this out for people to learn how to do little basic things with their phones. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you will all agree with me that there's a lot to be done for us to be able to have a responsible use of the internet. We've done a lot, but we still have a lot to be done. Permit me at this juncture to invite forward the chairperson of the Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group, who also doubles as the head of the NIGF in person of Dr. Dimi Wariowe for his closing remark. Dr. Wariowe.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a very eventful day. We started there very early in the day and had such a wonderful section. I think the crucial things we've discussed this far have touched virtually everything we want to know about responsible use of the internet. However, we've had 4 breakout sessions, and we had a high-level session that we handled here. That high-level session looked at the general overview of what responsible use of the internet is. And therein, they talked about cybersecurity, a little bit of all the other sessions that we've all had here. Now, there's a special purpose for this event. That special purpose is that, as I said earlier in my opening speech, that the outcome of this event will feed into the West Africa IGF as well as the Africa IGF and then the global IGF. So it gave us the catalyzing factor that we should put in our best in what we do here, because in the end, we all may have contributed to how the internet is governed, and which is a very crucial and very critical way of organizing and implementing and achieving a sustainable socio-economic development of any country. We've all agreed here that there are very critical tasks that we need to do, both as government and as the private sector, civil society organizations, for which the multi-stakeholder arrangement of MAC addresses. So all our contributions will definitely be escalated. And as one of my friends used to say, there was a set of animals, okay, that were working together in collaboration. And then they were to cross the bridge, a concrete bridge, and they worked as a team. And eventually, when they crossed to the other side and got there successfully, even the mouse agreed that he helped to shake the bridge. So on this note, I would want to say a very big thank you to everyone here. We have all contributed to shaking the bridge, to making sure that the internet is a good place, that a responsible use of the internet will provide socio-economic growth for this country. I want to add a little bit to this, that this MAG and the NIGF is an annual event. And prior to now, we've had this event in a number of states, but we still haven't covered certain zones. River State was chosen to represent the South-South, and the planning was a little bit clumsy, but we would want to say that going out from here, as we come out with a communique from this training, from this workshop, we will ensure that the outcomes will also reach to all the governments of this zone as well as other government agencies in the country. The reason being that most times communiques come out, they are read, and then it ends there. But I think one of the groups also identified the fact that we need to do a lot more. And I'm assuring, and I'll assure you that this communique will not end that way. We'll ensure that all governments get the outcome of this, and we're going to do a follow-up to ensure that most of the very critical things are focused, and they are given and followed up with the government where their interests lie, so that we will be able to benefit from what we have had today. So on that note, we'll be moving the next one possibly to 2 of the zones that haven't had before. So starting from now, we'll plan towards that, and the government will volunteer to handle it so that we'll overcome some of the challenges we had in this one. Maybe Northeast will be the next one. So if you have anyone who is interested, we'll write, but a state that will volunteer to host it will give us a better leverage. So that's what we are looking forward to. On that note, I'll say thank you very much for coming, and a vote of thanks to follow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So if your zone has never hosted NIGF, you can see it's thrown open. So begin to strategize on how your state can host it from that zone. I'm not sure if my zone has ever hosted. I will go home and find out. Please permit me to invite the President, Nigeria Internet Registration Association, in person of Mr. Adeshola Akinsanya, to give the final vote of thanks. Mr. Akinshola Adesanya, sir.
Let's clap our hands for our compared to. He has done a beautiful job. And I say an impromptu, we just dragged him This is to thank everybody for the awesome time we've had. It had been an engaging one, an eye-opening one at this forum. And first and foremost, we want to thank the hosts for allowing us to come here. And if they didn't allow us, would not have this kind of event. So we want to thank the hosts and the representative from the governments and from the dignitaries that came, the commissioner, the SA on ICT. We want to thank both of them. We also want to thank, there's a local organizing committee that were in charge of this place. We're actually relating with them. We also want to thank them too, the little that they were able to do. And the MAG members, we want to appreciate everyone for those that are equally online. And here, the NCC, NIDA, the Internet Society, the Federal Ministry, and also not forgetting NIRA, and also the rest MAG members. And also, we want to thank the audience. We're all stakeholders. Let's clap for ourselves, including these people the people that are online. Let's clap for ourselves. And just like what the chair has mentioned, your feedback and the communique will equally be given. And don't let me forget, let's thank the secretariat. They've done a good job. Let's thank them. Let's clap our hands. There are some people behind the scene that we are not equally looking at, and the technical team, we want to appreciate every one of you. So, and just like the chairman have said, it's an annual event. So we hope to see each and every one of us next year. And we pray that to be an engaging one too. And also, if you have not hosted, just like they mentioned, let's just meet the MAG members or meet the chair so that adequate preparation can be followed up towards that. Thank you, and have a blessed time.
Thank you very much, my president, for that final vote of thanks. And I want to most sincerely thank every one of you for paying very good attention and for making yourself available for this program. We want to thank all our online viewers. We have quite a lot of them online, our colleagues from the various participating stakeholder organizations. We thank our own big Egbon Abdulakim Ajijola. I can see him online. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming to flock with the boys. We appreciate you so much. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you and wish every one of us journey mercies back to our destination. And we look forward to seeing you this time next year for another edition of the Internet Governance Forum Nigeria. It promises to be an interesting one. If your state will be willing to host next year, please begin to lobby from now. Begin to strategize, begin to put machineries in place so that you can host us next year. Thank you very much, every one of us, for being a part of this. Lunch is served immediately after this gathering. So just go to the back, have something to eat, enjoy yourself, and feel free. Oh, I'm told that Mr. Abdulakim Ajijola is online. You know, I recognized him. We would love to hear a word from you, sir, before we go finally. If you don't mind, Mr. Abdulakim Ajijola, please, can you put him on? This online audience are very, very dedicated. They did not live online. At a point, the numbers kept increasing. Yes, sir. Can we have him on? back end, can you bring him up? Please bring him up. You can see his hand up. Yes, can we have the audio from here? No audio, please. We are not getting your audio yet, sir. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, sir? Okay, you can hear us, we cannot hear you. Okay. Go ahead, we can hear you now, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, colleagues. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. And my apologies, I'm not with you. I'll be with you tomorrow. So, to put across that, despite some of the comments I heard, I think we are doing pretty well as a group in Nigeria, despite our own circumstances and situations. So I just want to each and everyone. But as we move along, it is crucial that we continue to ask ourselves questions. Do you think we have done right? Number two, we can. That comes to next. And I think this all applies with the Internet Governance Forum. I think we do what we have done right because we're out here because people have done the needful in the past. But that said, there are things we can improve on, and we have to look forward to what's going to be the challenge for the next generation of foundation, so that we're on that note. Thank you very much, and by the grace of God, see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that word of encouragement from you. It also shows that you are with us and you have not deserted us. We appreciate you so much, and our prayer is that you continue to be for us in the space. Thank you so much once again. The lunch is served. Have a wonderful journey back to your destination. Bye-bye.